Of course, when you're working on the cash register in retail, shortages may occur from time to time. It does happen, and it's just a part of the retail life, whether it's a few pennies or a dollar or something, it might be short from time to time. When shortages happen a lot and with the same cashiers, then it may be time to look into that and investigate a little bit because it might be a sign of internal theft and you might have one of your employees stealing from you. And one of the biggest ways to prevent this, which a lot of businesses follow, is to count in and out the people who you're putting on register so you know who's on there, if there's any discrepancy, and then researching the discrepancy, and even if there's an issue, fixing it and resolving the problem and preventing it from happening again, basically. And for most people, this isn't necessarily a difficult task. I've seen people struggle with it in the past. As I mentioned in this blog post, the newbie manager, the groupie, and there's certainly a handful of others that I haven't even discussed yet, always had problems with handling cash at the register, but that's also because they weren't necessarily the brightest people, and you do need people who are quick on your feet and have generally great math skills so they can do problems in their head quickly just in case. And you need people who are a little bit smarter so you don't get had by short change artists, because there are plenty of people out there whose job it is to basically fool you into giving them the wrong change so they walk away with more and then your drawer is short at the end. It does happen and it is unfortunate, but it's just a part of the retail life. And I remember one specific case where a manager was doing cash pickups in more than one register when I was working at a shoe store. This was probably like 2 years ago, and something she did went horribly wrong, and I assume it wound up being her fault in the end. But when they reviewed videotapes of the pickups being processed, she had so much cash in one hand, had a pile of cash on the register, had a pile of cash here, and was talking to everyone. There was so much cash out and so much going on, and at least 3 or 4 people at the register, that somehow there wound up being a discrepancy of almost $200. Granted, that doesn't happen often and then shouldn't, but mind you, it's always best to stay focused on one individual thing at a time. In life, especially, but in retail, one task, and especially when you're at the register, one pickup and one count out, because you never know what may happen. And in the end, if the cash isn't right, then you have a problem.